Hello, everybody. Good evening. How's everybody doing? I want to give a shout out to my one of my best friends, Tan. She's sitting in now watching my live. So I'm definitely gonna say, hey Tan, uh Mannings. She's married to a elder and he has several churches under him. A lot of churches. So shout out to y'all today. But what we're going to do now is I want to go through with Trump. Trump has been indicted for, this is his fourth indictment. Um, I don't know, y'all. I want to hear everybody's opinion. It doesn't look good for him. I mean, I heard people saying, well, they threw the kitchen sink at him. So I'm not quite sure, but I do want to hear what other people have to say about what's going on with Trump. This is his fourth indictment. Don't not quite sure how it's gonna go for him. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Not sure what's gonna happen. Uh, but I do want to play a clip, and then we're gonna come back and discuss it. Because I want to hear what Trump has to say about what's going on. Okay.
Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Tursky has the story. Good morning, Aaron.
Morning to you, George. We're still waiting to find out when former President Trump and his co-defendants are going to turn themselves in to authorities here. But what is becoming clear is the scope of the charges they face and how they're beginning to defend themselves. This morning, former President Trump intensifying his attacks on a criminal justice system that has now charged him in 4 places at once, lashing out on social media about a stolen election. Republican Governor Brian Kemp defending his state, posting the 2020 election in Georgia was not stolen. Trump is charged with 13 counts, including racketeering. The indictment putting him atop a criminal organization that also includes 18 aides, attorneys, and associates, and 30 unnamed co-conspirators, all allegedly conspiring to strong-arm Georgia into helping Trump cling to power. Rudy Giuliani peddled false claims about poll workers stealing ballots.
Quite obviously, surreptitiously passing around USB ports as if they're vials of heroin or cocaine.
Giuliani now says he's being indicted for being a lawyer.
I thought when I was doing this, I was protected by the fact I was defending him.
Mark Meadows is trying to move the charges against him to federal court, arguing he was acting as part of his job as White House chief of staff. Meadows allegedly set up Trump's call with Georgia's Secretary of State.
So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
The indictment details 11 calls Trump made, allegedly trying to pressure Republican officials. Prosecutors also take aim at a plot to recruit bogus electors who sent false votes to Washington. One of them, David Schaefer, says his conduct was lawful, appropriate, and specifically authorized by the U.S. Constitution. The district attorney wants to try them all together.
Do I intend to try the 19 defendants in this indictment together? Yes.
The sheriff says he expects all in at the Fulton County Jail. The deadline, noon next Friday. And George, the sheriff says the jail is open 24/7. George?
We will be watching. Aaron, thanks very much for being our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. Dan, I want to start with something we first started talking about yesterday. We now see Mark Meadows, the former chief of staff to President Trump, petitioning to move this case into federal court. What are his chances?
It's a serious motion. His basic argument is, I was working for the federal government at the time. When you're a federal employee working under color of law, you're allowed to make sure your case is tried only in federal court. Now, Fani Willis will respond and say he wasn't acting within the scope of his job when he did this. But he has a decent argument
He tried
here.
a similar argument. The president tried a similar argument in the hush money case here in Manhattan.
Right, but two differences there. Number one, he wasn't president at the time that the hush money stuff happened. And number two, it's Donald Trump. So Donald Trump has a tougher argument than the people who worked for him. The people who worked for him, I think, can say, look, he was my boss. He was telling me what to do. I was responding. I was working for the federal government. For Donald Trump, it's a tougher argument where Fani Willis will say, clearly he was extending well beyond his role as president. But remember, even this Department of Justice under Merrick Garland has taken a pretty broad view of what is presidential conduct. And so these are serious arguments that the courts are going to have to evaluate.
If the president fails, does not get this into federal court and is convicted, of course, he has no recourse. The president cannot pardon for state offenses.
Correct. The president cannot pardon for state offenses. And by the way, neither can the governor, per se. It'd have to be a 5-year period. It has to be the Georgia Pardon and Parole Board, et cetera. So if he's convicted in Georgia, there really is no out.
Which trial's going to take a long time.
And it's going to take a long time to even get there. And then, they have another case in Georgia right now where jury selection has already taken 8 months in a major RICO case. Just jury selection. We have to get to jury selection first.
Dan Abrams, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube.
So, all right. So what do y'all think? I mean, this is getting really ridiculous. What I want to go over is Trump is facing he is indicted in Georgia. From my knowledge, his trial will be in Georgia. Trump does not want his trial to be heard in Georgia because he does not feel like he's going to get a fair trial. The reason that is because Atlanta, Georgia, Washington is Democrats. That's what he feels like, and he won't be able to get a fair trial. Donald Trump has denied any wrongdoing. He just said that he's been accused of something that he did not do. But I think what's going to hurt him is that tape. The tape that was played when he's asking for 11,000 votes to be president. I think the tape is going to really cause him a lot of problems with his attorneys. Because what are you going to say? Well, I didn't say it, but they got the tape. So I think the tape has a lot to do with it. What do y'all think about his last comment he made? If you go after me, I'm coming after you. And soon after he made that comment, he did that towards a judge, and he did that on his third indictment. But now here it is, his fourth indictment. So what do you think he's going to do? Because it's like nobody cares. I think he's trying to bully people. He's trying to intimidate people. He wants to intimidate the judge. He wants to intimidate the workers, the government officials that are coming after him. He definitely wants to intimidate them. That's what I thought it meant, allegedly. So what do you think? That's what I would like to hear. Hey, Stay Dangerous. How you doing? It's good to hear from you. Haven't heard from you in a while. You got to come up and help me out some more. I definitely enjoyed that. But it's definitely good to hear from you. And so now, I was reading some of the indictments as to what they were saying about him. And so that's what's going on here. Former President Trump, they are going after Trump for He's got 13 charges against him. There are 18 other people they're trying to try with Trump. So he would not be the only one tried. She's actually trying to try everybody at one time. And to say that it was a conspiracy, racketeering, violation of oath. That's what's in one of, I'm not going to go through all the documents, but for some of it, I was going through false statement in writing, that the reason they were saying soliciting false statements. Now, this is what got me, y'all. And this is really what got me. That they were saying that, and I did hear some of this during the 2020 election, that 2,506 felonies voted illegal. And that was on November the 3rd, 2020, president election in Georgia. So it was a lot of false claims. And this is the reason Georgia is going against him, because they made him and Judy Giuliani, a lot of them made a lot of false claims that you was hearing that the election was stolen. You heard that felonies had voted and that all this stuff was untrue. Illegal registrations to voters before they were 17, before their 17th birthday. 2,423 people voted in the election that were not allowed to vote. And they were saying that a lot of people that was coming, this is allegedly, these are all the things that they were saying. 10,000 or more dead people voted November the 3rd. Now, I did hear that myself. So that they were saying that somebody, they had dead people voting that did not exist, and that they needed to do a recount. And so all of this is going to come into play. I think a lot of it, Donald Trump was tweeting on his Facebook account, allegedly. But some of that stuff I did hear. I don't know how much of it you heard. So these are some of the indictment papers that they do have out. I'm quite sure everybody heard this was the 11th. He was saying that all he needed was 11,780 voters. He was definitely saying that because that played on the news a lot. This is the district attorney. She is the one that is prosecuting Trump. She's definitely going after Trump for what he did. And these are some of the charges being filed against Georgia officials that was working. And they're trying to say, we're going after all these people who put up a fight against them. I see what State Dangerous was saying, a guy from her other RICO with YSL. State Dangerous, did you want to come up? If so, I can try and drop my link. You are definitely welcome to come up. Let me know. Or show me what I'm doing so I can get you to come up. But these are some of the other people that charges are brought against. She wants to try them all at one time. This is a lot of people to be in court to be tried at one time. But allegedly, all these people helped Trump with that conspiracy that a lot of people were voting that was either deceased, that was not of age. The 11,000 votes we heard him talking to the other congressmen about, and said he was trying to bribe people into giving him 11,000 votes. So Joe Biden could not win the election. So a lot of this stuff I did hear. But I still have to say allegedly. But these are all the people that they're going after for the simple reason of them helping Trump try to steal the election from Joe Biden. Oh. I don't know what happened there. And so, what do y'all think? All these people around Trump, they're saying Trump was the ringleader and that all these people were trying to help in some kind of way, help him steal the election from Joe Biden. And that's what they're charging them with. So, former President Trump was indicted in Georgia. He's going to be tried in Georgia. I don't think that they're going to move this case. She wants it done early. Everybody is trying to push for this to be done before they vote. I don't think they do want Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the front runner for Republicans. But is it possible that Donald Trump could be in jail as a president? Is it possible? Because he's got this the fourth indictment, and you got so many other indictments that are coming forth in the court before election day. So there's something to think about. So Trump is one of the 19 other people in Trump. They want to try them all together in Fulton County. That's Georgia officials. And he is being charged with trying to overturn the election. Some of the other people, Ruby Giuliani, John Exman, Kenneth Chesebrook. So it's a lot of people, these 19 that they're trying to try all at one time with Trump. But to know that they are facing 55 years, that's a lot of years to be facing. This is the time they could get if they are found guilty. Jack Smith is trying to prosecute. So he did the third indictment against Donald Trump, where he's trying to have him prosecuted. His jury is going to begin in December. That's when they're trying to have the third indictment done. I don't know when the first and second indictment would be done. I think one of them is with E. Jean Carroll, where he said that he wasn't with her, and they found him to be guilty. And he said some more stuff, but that was pretty much calling him a rapist. The judge called him a rapist, allegedly. Well, I had put that up. So if you want to read more on that, you're more than welcome to go back. I did a recording on that where the judge had said that he was a rapist. And I guess at that time, if he could have put him in jail, he would have. But good lawyers can keep a lot of people out of jail. But Jack Smith is going to begin jury selection in December. And he wants this to be a speedy trial, no more than 46 weeks. And I'm definitely going to be on that. I'm quite sure a lot of people will. Trump pleaded not guilty to all of the indictments. And the fourth, which is a felony, which included conspiracy to defraud the United States government. Let me see what else was this. January the 2nd, the trial is set to begin. So this is right after New Year's of next year or the end of this year that he would be facing going into court. I don't know if they're going to do that live or how they're going to do that, but it would be good to know if they was going to do it live where everybody could see it. I think they probably will, but I'm not sure about that. But it's definitely something to think about. The prosecutors allegedly that Trump and a group of unnamed co-conspirators, many of whom have been identified by the media outlets, orchestrated a scheme to try and send slates of false electors in different states, won by Democrat Joe Biden, in an effort to try and delay or block the certification of the 2020 election. They also said he tried to pressure the Vice President, Mike Pence, to try and overturn the results of the election on January 6, 2021, the day that the electors' college voters were being certified, and later the day a mob of his supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol in an effort to disrupt the count. Wow. All of this unfolded on national TV. Or where we were getting bits and pieces. Like they say, Trump has pleaded not guilty to all four indictments that have been brought against him, as if he's going to say, yes, I did it. But to know that he could be facing up to 55 years in prison for these charges, that's a lot of time that he could be facing. So what will happen on that, I'm not sure. I'm still waiting, but it's definitely something to think about. Trump is not holding real steady here. He looks a little rough there. And on this one is saying the phone call is a prime piece of evidence in Trump's fourth indictment. The phone call that he made. that we all heard in the tape on the news. They played the tape over and over of what Trump said, and I think that's going to hinder him a lot in court. But I'm sitting around, I'm trying to see how it's going to play out. Stay tuned. And it's just, I guess we all would be trying to find out exactly what's going to happen to ex-President Donald Trump. Because if he is indicted and found guilty, I don't see how he's going to be a president unless you're going to have a president in jail. That would be the first time we've seen this happen, which what is going on now is the first time. So I'm not, it's something to think about all the way around, if you ask me. All right.